Welcome back to Human Resources Management Curriculum. Today we are talking about job design and workforce planning. Recruitment and selection are two crucial practices in building an organization's internal workforce pool, and they are linked to success and competitive advantage. Today in this video, we're going to try to summarize how jobs are created through a process called job analysis, and we will discuss workforce planning activities that enable an organization to create a variety of job positions over time. For an organization to run effectively, careful consideration must be given to job design and workforce planning activities. Why? Because they are the backbone of recruitment, selection, and other people processes that support the life cycle of an employee. In support of these activities, work psychology relies on a process called job analysis. And the purpose of job analysis is to prepare the organization for job descriptions and job specifications, which in turn will help the organization identify and hire the right quality of workforce. In conducting a job analysis, we start by breaking down different tasks that are required by the business. So first, we make a list of the different tasks, and then we look to see which one of them may be close enough to group together. These groupings, we call them jobs. Once we have job groups, then we look for two specific information: worker-oriented information and work-oriented information. In the worker-oriented information, we focus on psychological and behavioral elements of a job that would require people to be effective in role. When it comes to work-oriented information, we look at actual processes, procedures, if there's any equipment that needs to be taken care, etc. And in doing these sort of examination altogether, we're looking to identify knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics that may be of relevance to the job, so that we know exactly what sort of profile to look for when we go into recruitment and selection activities. The other term we had mentioned earlier is workforce planning. When we say workforce planning, we are referring to a systemic identification of what an organization may need in terms of different jobs in a given period of time. You can think of this as kind of a repetitive process of doing job analysis, but just in a broader context and in a larger timeline. The purpose of workforce planning is to provide the organization with some business intelligence around what may be the circumstances externally and internally changing, and what sort of jobs may be required today in transformation or in the future. Organizations usually do two types of workforce planning activities. One is strategic and one is operational. When they do a strategic workforce planning activity, they're usually looking at 3 years to 5 years forecast period, and they're likely aligning to the broader business strategy and business objectives. When they do operational workforce planning, the timeline is a bit shorter. They're looking at about 12 to 18 months, and the rhythm is usually aligned with a typical business planning cycle. The critical part HR and people managers play here is making time for these conversations. Some organizations do job analysis through observation. Others do it through interviews, whether HR is interviewing business leaders or business leaders are interviewing working professionals. Whatever it might be, the important thing is to actually make room for the conversation. And this is especially critical in this day of age, because candidates that come to your way for an interview will definitely do a research on the organization, the job that you have posted, and on you. So they will have some critical questions they will look for you to answer. The key takeaway I would like to leave our viewers with is that the organization's most important asset is its people. So it's critical you take time to identify what jobs you really need to support the business and which profiles you care to have within your organizational culture.